O Great Spirit, Namaste. Saints and sages of all times, of all places, Namaste. O ye powers of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Ancestors, ancestors, ancestors of all of our bloodlines, of all of the spiritual lineages to whom we attune, of all of the lineages to whom we attune. Namaste. May our time together be blessed. May our communication be clear. May we unfold with ever greater wisdom, compassion, and nonviolence as we walk through this moment, this eternal, ever-present now. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste ji. Once upon a yogi time, there was a fellow, two fellows, we'll say one of them's name is Raj, and the other one's name is Aj, Raj and Aj. Raj had been practicing and practicing and practicing his whole life since he was little, practicing yoga, practicing meditation. He came from a good family, and he had attained the highest spiritual states. He was a Brahma Rishi. Aj saw Raj. And he was seized. He was seized by the planetary energy. He was seized by the karmic energy. He was seized with the emotion of jealousy, the emotion of anger, the emotion of hatred. He was seized by all these emotions. And he decided he was going to get what Raj had. So he looked at Raj and he figures, well, what does he do? Well, he does all this mantra, he does all this spiritual sadhana, right? So Aj goes and he begins to do mantra, he begins to do sadhana, he fasts, he has mona, he has silence. He goes up to the mountains. Day after day, year after year, month after month, year after year. And one day, he thinks, I've got it. And he goes down. I'm going to go to Raj's house. I'm going to show him what I've done. I'm going to show him. And he gets outside the house and he picks up a big rock. Now there's a window, as there are in Indian houses. No glass, just an open window. It was in the south. And he sees a rock there. He picks up the rock. And he's standing right by the window. And he hears Raj And Raj is saying, oh, I hope to see him soon. And his wife says, oh, really? What are you going to do when you see him? He says, oh, he has been doing such a wonderful job. Everyone, the divine, all the gods, everybody sees what a wonderful job he's been doing. Oh, the heavens are ringing with all of his spiritual discipline. When he comes next time, we're going to initiate him. And we're going to make him a Brahma Rishi. And with that, Aj, who had been filled, as soon as he heard Raj's voice, his entire being, after all this sudden, his entire being was seized with rage. And he was standing there with this big, huge rock. Yeah, much bigger than this. Big, big. And he was going to take it and hit Raj on the head and beat him and beat him and beat him and beat him. He was seized, my beloved. He was seized with rage. And then he hears Raj saying to his wife, you would not believe what a wonderful job he's been doing. I'm going to bless him. And all the powers that be will join me in blessing him. And with that, Aj takes the stone and starts beating his own head, beating himself, until he has blood running down on all sides. Raj comes out, what's going on? What's going on? Stop. Stop. What are you doing? And Aj says, you have no idea what a horrible person I am. You have no idea the hatred that has filled with my mind. No idea. In spite of all my practice, I've been seized. Forgive me. And Raj leans down and lifts him up and touches his head and heals the wound and says, oh no. Do not treat yourself like this, my beloved. Do not treat yourself like this. Do not beat yourself with the rock. Do not abuse yourself. Do not be seized by the emotions of mind, the anger, the hatred, the jealousy, the rage, which in spite of all your practices will try to seize your mind again and again and again and again and again. So what does that say to us? What does it mean? What have we been doing? What have we been doing? Well, we've been working now for 5 weeks on an intimate relationship with your chosen form of the divine, your Ishtadevata. I've given you several processes to go through to become more intimate with the divine. You may feel like, well, this is going on a bit. Why are we still talking about this? But becoming intimate with the divine is really becoming intimate with your Ishtadevata is one of the swiftest and surest and most reliable way to your own enlightenment, to becoming a part of the solution of life rather than part of the problem of life. And so, the question is, what is the next step? How can I become more intimate? Well, we must begin. We must begin by learning, if you will. How do we become more intimate with life is the question, with your Ishtadevata. This step is, I believe, really one of the most challenging, if you will. Not impossible at all, but challenging. Aj was seized by emotions. You know, you've been there. And he took those emotions, which had been pointed at another, the rage, the anger, the disrespect. And what did he do? Instead of dissolving them, instead of letting them go, he turned them on himself. And he picked up this rock and he was going to beat himself with it. Beat himself, beat himself, beat himself with it. Neti, neti, neti. Neti, neti, neti. That is not acceptable on the spiritual path. Very easy, very much a part of the human consciousness, very much a part of the human mind, is to criticize yourself. Now, we must distinguish, my beloved, between tarka, which is in the yogic word for, the Sanskrit word really, for deep reflection. But tarka does not contain judgmentalness. And so you have to lift your consciousness above your head, that 3 feet, and say, I want to see. Let me see, without judgment, without criticism, but let me just see, you know. How was my voice when I spoke to that person? Was I kind? Was I rude? What was the, what was going on here? Not name calling. The first thing you must do is let go of all of the name calling. All of the times that you say, I'm this, I'm that, you let go of the name calling. Of others, always, and of yourself. You would be astonished, I am astonished, at how often over these decades, I have had people come to me and they will say, I'm a blah, 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 blah. Or really? And I had somebody write to me the other day and I was so taken aback. This beautiful soul, beautiful, beautiful soul, loving, beautiful, kind soul, was just going on and on and on about speaking negatively about herself. That is taking the thought bomb, that is taking that which you have already been seized with, the imbalanced emotions of the mind, and vivifying it, strengthening it, making it stronger, letting it take up residence in your mind. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Let go of that. To become intimate with the divine, to become intimate with life, you must take this next step. One must. You don't have to do it. You can do whatever you want. But the next step is to become non-judgmental in your thoughts, your words, and your actions towards yourself. Non-judgmental towards yourself. That means you can't look in the mirror and say, oh, gosh, it's just, there's a few more wrinkles here. There's a few more spots here. Oh, look at what's happening. Yeah, you're living a good long life. That's what's happening. Oh, this isn't like so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so is better at this than I am. The great yogic truth, you can have anything you want in life. Anything. I didn't say anything in this lifetime. I said you can have anything you want in life. It's a matter of time and the effort that you're willing to put into it and becoming single-pointed. But the problem is we're not single-pointed, my beloved. Today you want watermelon, then you want something. Become single-focused. single focused in what you want. Now, this requires an ability to communicate with yourself, right? You must be able to communicate with yourself. All this is leading to communication with your Ishtadevata. And how do you communicate with yourself? You set some time aside and you say, well, what's the easiest way for me to hear myself, if you will? How can I hear, listen to those thoughts, the emotions, the experiences? How can I see those things which are really repugnant to me? The laws of karma say that anything I draw into my life, I have drawn it into my life. Anything I draw into my life, I have created it and drawn it to me. Well, that's really sometimes quite hard to swallow, because you can sit there and say, well, I don't understand how this happened. How did this happen? How did I draw this into my life? What was I thinking? Let that go. Let that judgmentalness go. Now, we must be able to say, what is it that I'm seeking in my life? Because Swami Pranananda used to say, just be happy. He'd say happiness. Some mystical texts say find joy, not pleasure. Pleasure is ephemeral, comes and goes. Santosha, contentment, that feeling that can stay regardless, that you understand the nature of life. So I'm going to give you a practice today. This is becoming more intimate with your Ishtadevata. This week, I'd like you to do something. Now, I'm going to give you the old-fashioned way first. You take a pen and paper and you write a note to yourself. Maybe you don't like to do pen and paper. Maybe you have to do it with your thumbs. Maybe you dictate it. Right? But you are communicating. You're sending a love note. And what you're doing, my beloved, is you're writing yourself a note saying everything you always wanted to hear from someone who loved you, someone who you were intimate with, everything you longed to hear. Everything. I accept you. You're beautiful. I'm going to be here with you, no matter what. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter the circumstances, I will be here. I will not abandon you. I will love you with every breath that I have, with every soul memory track. I will carry your memory from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. You're cute. I enjoy your company. I like to dance with you. I like your haircut. Whatever it is you want to hear from the other. Oh, you're talented. It doesn't matter. I don't know what you want to hear. I just said some things that I would like to hear. But here's the trick. You must do it every day. The magic of it, for the next week. Do it every day. Set aside a little time. And it was really nice. What's really, really a nice way to do it is to take small pieces of paper that you're comfortable writing with. And write, my Sunday note. This is what I'm saying to myself. And then fold it up. And you put it in a little box, or you put it in a little bag, or you put it in a little bowl. Put it there. And the next day, you do it again. Don't read the first one. And then when you get to Saturday night next week or sunrise on Sunday morning, you open them. Oh. And there in front of you, my love, are all of the words that you want to hear from another person. All the words. You've given them to yourself. It's unbelievably miraculous. Because you say, well, all that longing that I have, all that lack that I had that causes self-criticism, I filled it. I filled it. So maybe you keep it up. Maybe you do it for a month. Maybe you do it from this birthday till the next birthday. You're priming the pump for your happiness. You are priming the pump so that you will not be seized by self-hatred, by useless guilt, by self-criticism. You are building and creating that vibration of love in your consciousness, and you will share it. You will share it with yourself, my love. And as we keep love notes private between you and the other, you keep these notes private between you and your Ishta Devata. Nobody sees it but you and your Ishta. And it fills. It will fill you. It will fill you. It will fill you. And if you're doing this and a lack comes up or a criticism, say, of yourself, well, I love you. I think you're really, really a good person. I know you're trying. And then the mind may say, well, I don't know about that because I saw you do X, Y, Z. I don't know about that because I've seen you think A, B, C. Well, if you need to, if you feel compelled to write those things down, denying the goodness that you are, it's all right. But you must follow it. You must follow it with, I accept you. None of that matters to me. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what you think, I accept you. Do you hear? You are saying, I accept you to the most important soul in your life. In all of your incarnations, this soul is the most vital and important. And it, my beloved, is yours. It's your memory track. It's your soul. Don't let it be contaminated by the thoughts of others. This is a transformative practice. Use it. Stop beating yourself with the rock. This is heavy. Stop beating yourself. Don't do that anymore. Don't beat yourself with the rock, the wet noodle, the thoughts of self-hatred, the thoughts of self-criticism. There's far, far, far difference, big, enormous, an ocean of difference between saying, I need to zip it up right now. I can tell that there's an active Mars. Maybe I should learn to be silent. Oh, I see that this person is living that way. I don't want to live like that. Let me not be critical of them. Let me look at my life and say, well, am I doing that? How do I do that? How do I change that so that I do not go down the trajectory that they have gone down? In all of this, call upon your Ishta Devata, my love. Call upon your Ishta Devata and say, quiet the mind. Just quiet the mind and call upon your Ishta and say, please help me to see. Please help me to feel the goodness that I am. It is very hard very hard. I don't know for you, but I know for me it is, and I know that it is for you too. It is very hard to accept one's own goodness. Very hard to accept that you have done something that's made a difference to somebody. And somebody reminded me of that last week. They were thanking me for something, and no, I didn't do anything. And the person stopped and said, you have to stop and accept what I'm saying to you. Now, I know that's hard. I know, my love, it's hard. I know it's hard. But we must do that. Because if you fail to stop and listen when somebody says, thank you, I appreciate what you've done, this has meant a lot to me. If you don't do that, if you push it aside, then you can't see the goodness of life in anyone. We are in a time of great change. Change is present on the earth plane always, but the change is accelerating. Change is moving faster, as all of the life events on the vast majority of the earth right now are moving faster. Nothing new. Nothing new. Study history. Not a thing that is happening is new. Deceit, not new. War, not new. Murdering other souls in ingenious ways, not new. It's all been done. Burning books, banning books, not new. Destroying entire civilizations, not new. Study, travel, see, all over the world. You can go from one continent to another continent to another and see this has been wiped out. A whole civilization, all of the beauty, all the creativity, all the wisdom of those people, of those souls, some of whom you were, destroyed, buried. It's not gone. Don't become emotional and upset. We have to, as part of Indra's net, the great Indra's net, you are a part of the net of Indra. You've heard that. I'm saying it again today. You are a jewel in the net of Indra. Everything that you do affects the entire net. The net affects you. You must strengthen yourself. You must strengthen your capacity, and you must strengthen your ability to see your own goodness and to let go and lay down the self-criticism. How can you accept the love of your Ishtadevata? How can you accept the acceptance of your Ishtadevata if you won't even accept yourself? We all goof. Or to use the Christian word, if you will, we all sin. Sin simply misses. It's an Aramaic word meaning I missed the mark. I missed the mark. That's all. Just missed the mark. Okay? You missed the mark. Get up. Say, well, next time I'm going to remember ABC. What did I learn from this experience? What can I do that's going to improve it next time? And then you do. Now, in your writing this week, in your practice this week, in the sadhana you're doing this week, as you do it, call upon your Ishtadevata. Before you sit down and write the love notes, call upon your Ishta. And say, help me, please, to be able to send this communication to myself. Help me. You see, to be able to communicate is one of the hardest tasks a humanoid must learn. You know, it takes a humanoid several years before we can form sounds that are intelligible, that have a way of communicating, you know, what this is, what these are. And, you know, you may study, you may have grown past 7 years old. I know you're all past 7. Past 21, past 42, past 65, past 80. Continue to work on being able to communicate with yourself. So just try this step this week. The love note to yourself. Judgmentalness must be put aside. You know, judgmentalness arises. Okay, you know, that's fine. Would you write those things? Would you say those things to someone whom you loved deeply? I am thinking not. Thus, don't do it to yourself. All right? Don't do it to yourself. Taking this step will allow you to enter into a greater intimacy, greater relationship with the divine, and will be a great blessing to yourself. Let me tell you one more time, and then we're going to meditate. What you're going to do every day, starting today, you're going to write yourself a note of love, saying anything you've longed to hear, anything you were hoping to hear at this moment, or that your whole life you've waited for somebody to tell you, or that if you had the most perfect love relationship in the world, that person would be saying this to you. Write it down. And for those of you that won't write on paper, create a Word doc or something like that and write it down. Or, if it works better for you, record it, save it, record it and save it. It must be private. Find the way to communicate that is best for you. All right? It is best for you. That's what you must do. And this is very, very important. So the demons are going to appear. The demons of self-judgmentalness, the demons of people around you who are critical of you, they will appear. Neti, neti, neti. Not now. I'm not this thought. I'm not thinking this thought. I'm not thought. No, not now. The demons of sadness, of depression, of dislike of the other. Not now. Not at this moment. All right? Let us go into a meditation now. To the practice, it will open your heart to the beauty that you are, far, far, far more than you can even envision at this moment. Namaste. Namaskar. One more thing. Remember Aj and Raj. In spite of all of Aj's practice, he was momentarily seized again. We must know what to do when we are seized again. This that I'm giving you today is one way to put up the relationship, the intimacy with the divine, so that the times of being seized by the emotions become un poquito, less and less and less. Namaste, Ji. Sit with your spine erect, placing your hands in the Om Mudra. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. Use the sipping breath. We'll pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk of the body. From the trunk of the body, pull the energy to the spinal column. From the spinal column, pull the energy up to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. And sweep it around to the left, encasing your entire being in golden light. Do this 3 times. And now ascend to the high place. Ascending as high as you are able, beyond the earth plane, high to the astral. As you reach the high place, enter in and find a comfortable meditation place. Begin to watch your breath. Focusing at the sun center, the point between your eyes. In your mind's eye, in front of you, you see your Ishtadevata, this beloved being that for you embodies all of the goodness of life, that which you value the highest. With whose intimacy you seek. As you gaze through your third eye, your sun center, your Ishta smiles upon you. You smile back. Continuing to gaze at your Ishta. Your Ishta lifts a large mirror shining directly to you. The brilliant light of your sun radiates within this mirror. You see yourself, your goodness, your beauty, as your Ishta sees you. Prem radiates forth. Gaze with your third eye. Breathe in the beauty, the wisdom, the compassion that thou art. The light blazing back at you begins to take the shape of your aura. So you just see faintly in the mirror, within that brilliant light, the image of your bodies. Your Ishta lifts the mirror The mirror absorbs into the heart chakra of your Ishtadevata. The heart chakra, the sun center, absorbs the mirror. And you feel the gaze of your Ishta pouring down and blessing you. O ye powers that be, Namaste. Our Ishtas join with us as we send forth our blessings, beginning with this prayer, this affirmation. See your Ishta and feel your Ishta radiating forth these blessings. From the point of light within the mind of our Ishta, light streams forth into the minds of all beings, and thus light divine emerges upon the earth. From the point of love within the heart of our Ishta, love streams forth into the hearts of all beings, and thus love divine emerges upon the earth. From the Bindu, where the full wisdom of Ishta lies, the purpose of the lineage is revealed: to realize, to remember, to serve. Most beloved and precious Ishta, O ye powers that be, we ask thee at this moment to bless Mother Gaia and all who reside upon her. As we chant this mantra, thou knowest better than we what is needed here upon the earth. We ask only this, that the karma for all beings be softened, that only that which is for the highest good manifest upon the earth. That wisdom, compassion, and non-violence, the three jewels above the head of the divine, radiate forth upon our beings. And as we are filled with wisdom, compassion, and non-violence, may this radiate through Indra's net. Focusing your attention at the sun center. Feel the golden dewdrops of bliss pouring forth from your sun center, sending forth your blessings, merging with the divine, merging with each of us individually. that the karma be softened for all beings in all circumstances upon the earth. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let us continue to chant this mantra for a few moments. Gently letting the light radiate forth from your sun center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 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 Be thou blessed, be thou blessed, be thou triply blessed. Open your mind, open your heart, open every cell of your being to accept the blessings of life as they pour onto thee. With every skill that you have, with every breath that you breathe, use every means at your disposal to become a part of the solution of life, to see your own goodness, to see your own illumination, and to sustain and expand that goodness which thou art. Namaste. Namaskar.